This is another great example of science evolves. We heard a lot about that during COVID. This is another example of that, where there was a study that was published in the early 2000s called the Women's Health Initiative Study, where they looked at hormone replacement therapy. But what it distinguishes that study from this new one that was just published is the age of the women in the study and how long it had been since menopause before they started hormone replacement. So in that study, the women were significantly older, 60s, 70s, and they may not have started hormone replacement therapy until 10 or so years after going through menopause. This newer research is focused on what actually happens in real life, which is women who go through menopause in their 40s or 50s, start treatment around that age, and what are the risks and benefits in that setting.
So what are the findings? Break it down for us.
So what they found, they were focused on women under the age of 55, and they broke it down into two groups. Women who still have their uterus, so have not had a hysterectomy, versus women who do not have a uterus anymore. And so for the women who do still have a uterus, you have to give estrogen plus progesterone together. Estrogen alone will cause thickening of the uterine lining, which can cause a different kind of cancer, what we call endometrial cancer. So you have to give the combination. In women who no longer have a uterus, you can give estrogen alone. And so it does matter here. What they found is estrogen alone reduced the risk of breast cancer. It's the progesterone that appears in the women who need to take both. There seems to be a slight increase in risk in breast cancer if you also took progesterone.
All right, so the study also found that there's another type of hormone therapy that may actually lower the risk of breast cancer. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so that's the estrogen alone. And I think this is going to be surprising to a lot of people because a lot of women think that you'll take estrogen and that's actually going to increase your risk of breast cancer. And that's not what we found in this study. And I think the really important takeaway here is that hormone replacement therapy can be very safe. It is effective. In fact, it is the most effective treatment for a lot of perimenopausal symptoms. And you really need to sit down and talk to your doctor, depending on family history and other things, what is the appropriate thing for you.